Our sponsors: The Finkley Experience, an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education, in which prepares high school students for college. For more information, visit their website at thefinkleyexperience.com. Father to Father Incorporated, a nonprofit organization that strengthens families through father engagement, with a goal to help men in our communities to be great dads. For more information, visit their website, fathertofatherinc.org. ABLAZE Entertainment. The goal of ABLAZE is to take emerging artists and develop them to the next level of their career. For more information, visit their website at ablazeentertainment.net. Thank you.
Hey there, Fink fam. I'm Skip Robinson, fitness model, pro bodybuilder, black belt martial artist, AARP member, guitar hack, and frustrated cowboy. I'll expound on that and a lot more on the Michael Finkley Show, and I'll see you then.
On the next Michael Finkley, actress, producer, director, and entrepreneur Malika Blessing is with us as she talks about her career in the industry and so much more. Next Finkley. Hello everybody, welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. Thanks for joining us today. Now y'all, you know this is our biggest dream come true season for season 5, right? And in each interview, I always ask my guests for this particular season, what is your next biggest dream? And I have been receiving some amazing answers. And it's encouraging to me because people don't stop dreaming. That is my advice to you. Don't stop dreaming, right? If you have accomplished a major dream, there's still more to accomplish. Every time you wake up, there is something that you still need to accomplish. If it wasn't, you wouldn't wake up. So continue to dream. Continue to dream. I was actually interviewing some amazing people the other day, and that interview is coming up very soon. And they blew my mind in asking me a certain thing. I can't tell it to you all just yet, but it's an opportunity where another dream is going to be accomplished. And so it just came out of nowhere. It's like, me, right? So that's going to come soon. So check on our social media, check on our shows, and that surprise is going to come out. I promise you, before the end of the season, it's going to come out. So just in here living dreams, y'all. Just in here living dreams. I want to hear from you, Fink fam. Comment below, what is your next biggest dream? You know, you may not be up here on the show, but I still want to hear from you. What is your next biggest dream? Comment below and let's have a conversation in the comments. Thank you so much in advance. Y'all, we have another awesome show for you today. We have director, producer, actress, entrepreneur Malika Blessing with us, and she talks about her amazing business, projects that she's working on, and so much more. How she got started in the industry. And y'all, it's just an incredible interview of awesome nuggets. She made me cry. Oh my gosh. Because she is so encouraging. She's so inspiring. So you have to stay tuned, Fink fam. Malika Blessing is on the way. Back in a moment. Coming up, Malika is here. Don't you go away.
I'm Lisa Cook.
And I'm Tanisha Craig Stewart. And this is the Life Daytime.
And you are watching
The Michael Finkley Show.
On the next Michael Finkley, actor and filmmaker Harley Wallen is with us as he talks about his project, Finding Nicole. Next Finkley. Hello everybody, it's Finkley from The Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, y'all, my next guest, y'all, she is doing up in this industry, y'all. Like hashtag goes on this end about her. She's an actress. She's a producer. She's a director, a casting director. She's founder of organizations that we will talk about later. She is Malika Blessing. You're a blessing, Malika.
Oh, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. When your team reached out, I'm like, yeah, we got to talk. We're going to have a conversation.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I love that.
Yes, ma'am. So, you know that each person on earth, we're blessed with our gifts. You know, a man's gift will be ruled from them, and they will set them high upon great men. When did you realize your gift?
You know, very young, very young. My mom said that when I started to read, that my teachers always told her that I read with expression.
Oh,
and
wow.
I remember being in class, and I would think, you know, we would have to do oral reading, and I used to always think the way that they read, it wasn't interesting. And I always used to raise my hand because I always wanted to read, you know, out loud. And because I felt I was always giving, sorry about that. I was always giving expressive readings, you know what I mean, when I would read. And then from there, my mom put me like in everything. Like, I mean, I did violin, I did dance, I did double dutch. I was good at double dutch though. And she put me in the Shakespeare acting class when I was younger. And I used to talk a lot in class. And so I would get in trouble. And so my mom put me on punishment while I couldn't go to my acting class. And she said that I told her it hurt my heart because I couldn't go to the class. So I always, when I was even young, I was talking to my dad not too long ago. And I remember he bought me one Christmas a video camera because I used to always do like different skits while I would be at home. And I was always a director, and I would tell everybody what role they was playing. And so I knew early on that I wanted to act. And one of the other things was I love Diana Ross. Like, I love Diana Ross. And I just thought she was fabulous. And even young, seeing Lady Sings the Blues, I was glued to her performance, not even really knowing and understanding what it was and what it all entailed, but I was glued to her performance. And then comedy, I loved Marla Gibbs on The Jeffersons and Good Times. And I used to love Three's Company. My mom said I used to call it Jack because I didn't know Three's Company. So I would just say, Mommy, I want to watch Jack. You know what I mean? So I was always in tune to the comedic timing and the world and of that whole atmosphere of just acting. I loved it from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that. And what I love about and reading about you, Malika, is that you do so much and you do all of it very well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. As you were talking, you were just basically saying that, hey, I realized my gifts. Now I have to go act on them. When did you start acting on them, right? And what did you do first? Because we know you're an actress and you're a director and a producer. Which one did you start first?
You know what? It's so funny. So when I was in high school, I have to just say this. I have to say this. So when I was in high school, we had a project we had to do. We had to do a presentation, and I did my report on teen pregnancy, right? So everybody got up, spoke about whatever topic it was. Well, I shot mine as a short film and acted out the scene. I didn't even realize really kind of what I was doing back then. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in college. I went to Grambling State University, woo woo, Grand Fam Tigers. And I remember, I didn't know at the time, but I had a producer mind early on. So the plays I would do, I always wanted to do the popular plays or the plays I thought was like it. You know what I'm saying? That was funny, that was it or whatever. So any of the other shows, like the musicals, Peter Pan, stuff like that, I would do behind the scenes, like the lights or stage manage or something like that. And so I would go to the president of the university and I would invite them to the show. I would go to the VP of student affairs. I would go to the president of alumni affairs. I would go to all the department heads and I would invite them to the show because I knew that they would tell other people. So every time I had a show I was in, it would always sell out and be standing room only every time we had a show that I was in because of how I was going out. And at the time, I didn't even realize that the producer mentality that I had. So my professor told me, he said, "You're a hell of a producer." I was like, "I am an actress, honey." And he was like, "No," he said, "you have a gift." He was like, "You are going to be a great producer." And I was just like, okay, I just really kind of didn't pay any attention. Then my other professor, I had a directing class and I directed a piece. And she said, "Not only are you a good actress," she said, "but you have an eye." And she said, "You're going to be a really great director." And so I was the first student at Grambling to direct a piece at Louisiana Tech, which was down the street from us. So it was, you had the HBCU, then you had Louisiana Tech. So they brought me over there to direct the show. And then I kind of fell in love with that. So I kind of started directing and doing behind the scenes and acting because we had to do everything, you know what I'm saying, to learn everything. And then Judy Ann Mason, who went to Grambling, she wrote, she got into a program where she wrote For Good Times and I'll Fly Away. And she wrote Sister Act 2. And she had a new piece that she would bring to Grambling and allow us to do it. And she said, "You have a gift of acting." She said, "Never give that up." And so I started doing her shows and would travel to Chicago and do different things like that as a student. And then once I graduated, I got a 9 to 5, but I was doing community theater. And then my first professional stage manager job was with Woody King Jr. out of New York, who's with the New Federal Theater, who has worked with so many people. And that's how it all started, really, honestly, from working from him. And then I worked with Ella Joyce, that was on Rock. So many people that I worked with as a stage manager. And then, and director, when I first came to LA, I was directing a lot and I was stage managing. And then one day I said, "I came here to act." I said, "I have to put me first, or at least put myself out there." And then that's when roles started to come. When I made a conscious effort about it, because I got lost into, because, you know, especially with producing, directing, and production management, that's the one thing I didn't have to worry about rejection, because I knew I was good at it and I was needed. Where with auditioning, you know, it's like 1 in a million, or you don't know if you got it, or you question yourself, man, or you trying to, you know, what do they want? Let me try to, you know, do it their way, you know? So I got comfortable in the behind the scenes because I didn't have to deal with rejection.
Wow. And that's what we do in life at times, right? We stay in that comfortable mode, but you decided yourself not to stay there, which is a lot of people don't realize that in a timely manner. Will acting always be your first love?
Oh my God. I love it. I am a true artist. I love everything about it. I love breaking down scripts and researching. And, you know, I look at YouTube, I look at movies, I look at, like, let me tell you, when I went to go see The Woman King, I think the first 5 minutes of the movie, like when they first showed Viola, just the range of emotion of when I saw her, I was emotional, I was crying. My husband said, "You all right?" And I said, just seeing her and seeing these actors taking a risk to believe in themselves, to say, "Hey, I may not have done this before. I may have not done, you know, the stunts and the martial arts and these type of roles," but they believed in themselves, and it taught me to be fearless and not to be afraid to go after certain roles, but it takes work. You know, you gotta put in the work. So I saw how she put in the work, and it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter, you know, you can dream. And look, I mean, Viola Davis, you know what I'm saying? But to even have that role, it was just emotional to see, and it just gave me strength and power to just say, you know what, I could take on any role. I'm not going to be afraid to take on a role thinking, oh, I can't do it. And, you know, no, if I want to do it, I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to do whatever I can to do the role. And seeing her, I was just like, it made me even more fall in love with acting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is a blessing, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like confirmation all over again. Like, yeah. There we go. That's where I need to be right there. But not only you are a beast when it comes to acting, but you're also co-founder of an entertainment company, the Royal Blessing Entertainment. Talk about it.
Oh, so me and my best friend, Tiffany Rebecca Royale, we have this company, Royal Blessing Entertainment, like what you said, and we went to Grambling together. And we've been best friends since college. And I always tell this story of how we met is I'm older than her. So when I was in the theater department, I would get all the leads, honey, all the leads, right? And so here she come, and the theater director or the professor was giving her the lead roles. And so I was like, okay, I said, who is this? You know, and how she coming in and getting the roles and stuff like that. And so so anyway, so the professor started 2 casts. He would have a team A cast and a team B, and he would put us in the same roles but different casts, so that way we both can lead. Nice. So he would rotate us to make sure that we both did that role, but we were and so that was something in itself for him to even see that, you know what I mean, to be able to open that up when we were both the lead roles in those plays. Then we did a theater competition called NATSA, and we would do this duo acting, and we would do these scenes, and we would win awards. And people loved our chemistry. And so we were in LA. It was I believe my senior year. I think it was her sophomore year. And we came to LA to do the competition. They had brought some students in from Grambling, and we were at the Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard. And we said, when we graduate, we're going to come back to LA and we're going to take it by storm. Just talking. You know what I mean? Just talking. She left.
Speaking
it into existence, not even knowing that young. She left and went to grad school at North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And then I went to grad school at Grambling. I stayed at Grambling, went to grad school, and we lost contact. Then once I graduated from grad school, then I moved to LA. And then our professor contacted us and said, hey, Tiffany is now in LA, and Malika, you're in LA. You guys need to link up. Once we found each other, it was over ever since. Ever since. And then we had another company. We had a company with some other young ladies, and she and I was pretty much the glue of the company. And so it dissolved because life got in the way and stuff like that. And then one day we were just like, hey, you know, we pretty much was running the company. Let's just do our own. And then that's how Royal Blessing Entertainment came about.
Oh, that is awesome. And you know what? I must say this, Malika. I went to an HBCU as well, undergrad. There's nothing like it. There is nothing like it. Those connections you build when you're there those 4 years, man, it's a lifetime. So just by a professor saying, hey, you two this place, y'all need to do it. Okay.
Yes.
And that's all that needs to happen. So it's a family. It is definitely a family. Oh my word. I love it. I love it. So within this business with your friend, what kind of services do you provide?
So we do cross the board: film, television, theater. And it came about too because we created our own web series called Tessa Jackie #LifeAF. And that came about during the pandemic. So I came across something on social media. They were looking for a short that was dealing with COVID. And I said, you know what, we could just shoot it ourselves. We'll just shoot it on the iPhone. And I'll shoot all your scenes, you shoot all my scenes.
Right.
But we had a deadline. So we had to do it. And so I have a younger son that's he's 10 now. And then I have 2 bonus kids that I love. They're my kids. And so she has 2 kids, 2 babies. So it was like, okay, well, we'll just make it work. You know what I'm saying? And we'll videotape each other. And then we missed the deadline to turn it in. And so we said, you know what, let's just put it out. We put it out. And we got so many like reviews and comments and people like, oh my God, when is the next one? And so you said, you know what? Let's just make it a series. Tess and Jackie, hashtag Life AF. And my male best friend, Jamie Parker, actually wrote the first episode, the pilot. And so we went from there and we ended up shooting 8 episodes on an iPhone. And we just start seeing how God was just moving and just people and added guest stars. And we even worked with T.S. Madison. She did an episode. I mean, it was just, God was just moving where you can just tell that God was allowing us to gave us this gift to use our talents and to not wait for Hollywood, to do something for ourselves and to be in a position. My biggest thing is to be able to be in a position to bless other people, to hire other people. And I remember when we shot our 4th episode and I was looking out and I said, wow. I said, I could see the trailers and the staff and the script supervisor and the PA and the people and I could just see, I could visually see everything. And I said, now I know, even though I've done this, but now I really, really know what every position is and the worth of every position and why it's needed, to know how our crew and how our people are going to be treated. Like our background people, I've been background and they treat you, honey, it's bad, how they treat you. And she and I said, we're going to change the game, man. We want to be able to celebrate our background. I want to have a trailer just for them, not individual, because you can't afford that, but I want to have where they have their own snacks in there, the TV, they're getting treated well, to where when they come to our set, they're like, man, them girls over there, man, they treat us good, man. They treat us good. I want people to leave and say, man, it was a blessing being on that set. I felt like I was important when I was on that set. That's my goal. And that's a part of that World Blessing Entertainment of being able to change things that's been happening in Hollywood.
Y'all have the right name. Y'all definitely have the right name for this company. I love the way you said you want to bless others. I had that same mindset too.
Yeah.
And how in the beginning you had to do everything. Now you know when you hire what to do and what you need to look for, right?
Yes.
Thank you for that confirmation, because I needed that for myself and doing my platform, because this is my biggest dream come true. I have to do certain things, right? I have to do everything right now, right? But I know that when that time comes, when I get to hire someone, then I know what their job entails, because I had to go through it myself.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely. And you know what you want and how you want things to be ran. So when you are put in a position to have to do every position, you know it can be done because you've done all of it. So you can't tell me you can't do it, because I know you can, because I did it.
Because I did it.
Exactly.
I love that. Oh my word! But we're not stopping.
I'm so proud of you, man. I love that. I love seeing us making our own way, making our own seed, making opportunities for ourselves, because that's what it's about. Being creators, being content creators, and allowing our dreams to flourish because God gave it to us. We didn't ask for it. So because he gave it to us, and when we finally get to that place, you know what? I'm just going to bet on me. My faith is in God. I'm just going to believe in me. I'm just going to make this happen. Whether it's right or wrong, you're going to learn from it. You can't do nothing but grow. You can't do nothing but grow. So I'm excited.
As they say, start from the bottom. You are at the bottom. Like, come on, we got to just go higher from here.
Yes.
Got to go higher from here. I love that. And then, this has been on my mind as well lately, how I really wanted to start in radio, right? I applied to radio stations, and, I felt that I had the gifts and the talents for it, but nothing came about. But as you said so eloquently, I started my own. I started my own. No, I don't have to wait for anyone's yay or nay, right?
Absolutely.
We got this.
Exactly.
Blessing, you got this.
Exactly.
You got this.
And you're doing well, and you have guests, and you have your structure, and you have, everything going on. And the more we do it, the more we grow. That was just like when we first started off on our first episode, it was just she and I. We just was videotapers. We didn't know what we was doing. We never was camera people, but we just did what we thought what was right. And it worked out. People liked it, but we kept growing. And then God started placing people in our lives that said, hey, I see what you guys are doing. I want to be a part of that, And God just started blessing people where they were blessing us with money and funds and just wanted to be a part of it. And it just, until the last episode, we shot with 2 cameras. And a young man who I worked with, who shoots like all of Kevin Hart's stuff, blessed me with the cameras, blessed me with the lights, blessed me just because he said, you pour so much into other people, and just seeing you doing something, I want to bless you. And I said, thank you, God. Thank you, God.
When you know that you're in his will.
Yes.
When you know that you're in his will, right? Things just happen.
Yeah.
Things just happen. God always sends us signs. Even in the midst of it, he always sends us traces of him.
Yes.
And we know that we're in the right place for that in our lives.
Yeah.
Oh my word. This is good stuff. I love it. This is some good stuff. Please talk about Annual Bless Day. Because when I read about it, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm Joey Marie Urbina, and I play Xiomara in Snowfall, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
Welcome to Father to Father.
The mission of Father to Father Charleston, South Carolina is to help fathers in the Low Country area of South Carolina to be a positive and consistent presence in their children's lives. Father to Father provides community-based programs and support groups for fathers free of charge. They also help fathers connect to other resources they need so they can meet their responsibilities and secure their parental rights. Father to Father offers job coaching and employment connections that benefit fathers. Father to Father is a resource for local organizations that want to provide family support and father-friendly services. If this program is a fit for you, visit our location in North Charleston, South Carolina, and meet our friendly staff here to help and assist. Or visit our website at fathertofatherinc.org.
Please talk about Annual Bless Day, because when I read about it, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Annual Bless Day started first. Nehemiah is 10. That's my son. Nehemiah was born. I always like giving back. You know what I mean? I always like helping or, feeding the homeless or, and that comes from working in the church, when we would have, clothes giveaways and we would cook for the homeless or we would do different things like that. And one day, Lord put in my spirit about blessing kids with Easter baskets. And so me and my best friend, Tiffany, I said, man, I really want to do this. I want to give out Easter baskets to unfortunate kids. But I want to also be a blessing to the mothers. So our first annual Blessed Day, I partnered up with this organization where we were able to use their facility. And we were able to, I went to the city councilman. They gave me a bus to use to pick up these ladies. And so it was women who were staying in these abused homes. They were being abused. And so they were staying in these domestic violence facilities, right? And so they had kids. And so what we did was we invited them to the facility, picked them up. We had manicure, pedicures. We had things for the kids to do, activity, crayons, coloring, different things like that. But also, we taught them about what is your gift? What is your intuitive gift? God has given it to everyone. So therefore, they can find out what is it that you love? What is it that you want to do? So then that way we can help give you the tools and the literature that helps you towards your goals of what you're trying to do. Because a lot of times people they didn't know, like they think they got to be acting or got to be this. No, it doesn't. What is it that when you wake up in the morning, you feel like you would love to do? The money will come. It will chase you. You don't have to chase the money. So that was very imperative that we were able to pour wisdom into them too. So we started off with that, with the Easter baskets. Then it got bigger to where we got the next year more Easter baskets. Then my church at the time backed me up, and we had a block party where I got the streets blocked off, and we had vendors, we had gospel singers, we had rides, we had cartoon characters. It was just amazing. And then the next year, we did the same thing. And then I don't know what happened or why it stopped, but it was constantly still on my spirit. I had Nehemiah and going through all of that. And then 2 years ago, God placed on my spirit to do blessing bags and to give blessing bags on Christmas to the homeless. And so we raised money. And we had blankets and perishable items. It was big, huge bags of stuff or whatever. And we did 50. Then last year, God put on my spirit for kids. So then we did a toy drive. And the donations and the stuff that was coming in, and Michael Collier, who's also my boss, I produce a lot of his stuff. He's my producing partner. And he came as Santa Claus, for the kids. He had his little Santa Claus costume.
I love Michael.
Man.
I love Michael.
And we blessed kids. So that is near and dear to my heart, is to be a blessing to other people and just find other ways of, may not be the same. It may be blessing bags, or it may be toys. It may be a sock giveaway. It may be, whatever God puts on my spirit to do. And then Tiffany and I, we just execute it. And I don't worry about money. I don't worry about, is the donations going to come in? I don't worry about, I already know God is in control, and whoever needs what they need, He's going to give me. If it's 5 people, 10 people, 50 people, I know the more that people start to know who Malika Blessing is, then the more that's going to come where I can bless more people. You know what I'm saying? Under that umbrella. But right now, I can only do what I can do. And the main thing is just seeing a smile on someone's face that somebody cares about them. Yeah. That means everything to me.
Forward, pressing forward, helping others forward, passing forward. I think that's what it's all about, especially in a day and time like this. But you are staying busy. You're staying busy these days. I want to talk about 2 of your projects. The first, Devil in Her Bed.
Yes.
Let's
so
talk about
Devil in Her Bed. I directed that piece. And it's a young Avant. So Devil in Her Bed. She wrote the book. She has several series of books that she's written, and she wants to turn them into films. And so this particular one, the first one, she wanted to do a short. And so that way some potential investors would look at it and see what she's doing. And then, of course, we want to go ahead and help her to do all her other books. And I've directed a lot of theater, and of course, me and my best friend, we directed ourselves. But this time, it was someone else's project. It was somebody else's money,
Right.
you know, to where I was also producer on it too. So I used, you know, a lot of really all my connects, you know what I mean, where I hired, you know, all the crew. I also cast it. So I cast the two leads. There's two leads in there. I cast them, and then I co-directed it with my male best friend Jamie Parker. But he basically allowed me to direct it, and he was more on the technical side, to where I was learning from him the technical aspect of film versus just I'm usually behind the scene producing. And then once I hire the people, they doing that. But to be in a director chair, I had to learn, you know, what this shot is. I know what I want, but really knowing the vernacular and the terminology of it. And he really helped me with that. And I fight for my actors. Like when I pray before I read a script, and when I read it and people come to me, and when they come to me and I can't get them out of my head, I will fight tooth and nail with the producers, with the executives, and like, no, these people, they need, like, I see them as the person. Like I'm telling you, just give them an opportunity. A lot of times I fight for the underdog, you know, because I'll see something in them sometimes that the others don't see. And thank God on my side, they come through. You know what I'm saying? Because, honey, I will fight and say, how can they be a name if we don't give them an opportunity? You know? So, yeah, I was really excited to direct that piece. And it looks good. We're going to go into festivals, too. So I'm really excited about that project.
I love it. Is it already completed?
It's already completed. I looked at the rough cut a couple of days ago. It looks great. So we're just doing the post right now, and just getting ready for festivals and for the potential investors to look at it. But I'm very proud of it.
I love it. I can't wait to see that in the theaters. Listen, ready.
Yes. Yes.
Ready. And the other project as well, All Black's Wicked City. Tell us about this. Listen.
Listen, Linda, listen. When I tell you it's nothing but God, it's nothing but God. Like, I was supposed to be out of town. Ooh. And well, first of all, the executive producer contacted me, and she said, I have a role that I think you'll be great in. And I was like, okay. And prior to that, just to tell your viewers about when you speak things to existence, when you're confident, when you're bold, I was nominated for a Best Actress Award for the Hopper Awards for a play that I starred in and produced called Willie and Esther. And I was at the awards, and I saw Tressa Smallwood, who is executive producer of Wicked City, and also she's her production company's called Megamind. So I saw her sitting there by herself. There was a whole bunch of people, everybody was around, right? And I saw her by herself, and I said, I'm about to go over there right now, and I'm about to tell her, like, look, I want to work with you. And, you know, she was on my vision board, and I loved how she was a boss. I loved that she had a spiritual connection with God. She put God first. I loved how she was putting people on, how she started as a teacher, then she was an author, then she started doing all these movies. And I was like, I like that. I like that energy. And I just went up to her. I said, hi, my name is Malika Blessing. And I said, you know, God said you have not because you ask not. And I said, and I want to work with you. I was like, I would love an opportunity to audition for you. And she said, you know what? I like your energy. She said, let's follow each other on Instagram. I said, honey, I'm already following you. So she started laughing. So anyway, that started that relationship as far as being bold. So then from there, now carrying on, she gives me a call. She said, this is the role that I'm interested in you in. I said, okay, fine. So then it was Good Friday. Mm-hmm. Her casting director called me, and she said, we would like to put, we need you to do an audition. So I said, okay. She said, do you think you can turn it in by Easter? I said, sure, no problem. Excuse me. At the time, my son was at his best friend's house, and it was the first time that he had spent the night over there at his best friend's house, right? And so the mother, I told her, I said, oh, I have this audition. I said, when I get done, I'll come and get near mine. She said, okay, no problem. I didn't even look at that it shot in Atlanta, right? It's just that they called me and I just was going to do it. So anyway, so I said, oh my God. I was just kind of talking out loud. I said, oh my God. I said, it's in Atlanta. And I said, it shoots a lot of days. I didn't know if I was a guest star, if I was a co-star. I mean, I didn't know, but it was in Atlanta.
Right.
She said, oh, when you book it, I'll take care of Nehemiah, because her son and Nehemiah goes to the same school and she works at the school. And I said, oh, okay. And then it hit me and I got in the car and I remember I felt God shifting because he had already worked that out, because I'm a single mom. You know what I mean? So he had already worked that out where he was going to be okay.
Right.
And I trust her, and I knew that she loved my son, and I felt comfortable. So anyway, child, I left and went to Costa Rica on a trip. And then I got the text from executive producer, and she said, you are arcading. I'm not knowing what it entails. You know what I'm saying? I was just excited. You know what I'm saying? Right. That is good. That is good. So, and at first it was a non-binary character, you know? So, they say I got the role. So then they sent my agent the episodes, and they're shooting 6 episodes. So the first episode I read, I'm not in it. So then, but they talk about my character. So the insecure me, the person who's not used to that big opportunity, I automatically assume it was something small, even though I know there's no such thing as small parts. I just automatically was like, my break gonna come from Tessa Jackie. You know what I mean? We created my own. So anyway, honey, I was in 5 episodes out of the 6. I was like, wow. Wow. Lord. And I just stopped and I said, thank you, God. I was so in awe of how God orchestrates things and how everything is divine order. And what's for you is for you. Can't nobody stop that. And the favor of God, that I knew God gave me a gift and it's going to come. But it was the fact of that he said, I dream bigger than you. You thinking small, but I'm thinking big. And then it's a sci-fi supernatural. I would have never thought that I could do that. You know, I just wouldn't have. They never even crossed my mind, you know, because I love comedy. And I was thinking about my whole thing is I just want to do sitcom, you know. I do drama too, but I never thought a sci-fi supernatural. But God is just like, my dream for you is bigger. And you have to think bigger. You have to want bigger. And you have to see it, you know? And so it was amazing. My first day, I was nervous. I'm not going to even lie. I was just like, oh, you know, did they make a mistake? Or am I going to do it right? You know, when you get in that opportunity, you just like, okay, I'm here now. You know what I mean?
We got to do it. We got to do it.
Man. And so I had to get out of my head and I started listening to my gospel music. And before I got ready to myself and staying in the zone and doing the work. Because I said, if I do the work and I stay true to that, then God would bless me with everything else. And that my favor comes from God. And I want favor over favoritism any day. So that is, it's been phenomenal. We just did a promo shoot. I'm so excited about it. I'm experiencing all of you know, what it is to experience being a part of an ensemble. It's about these Black women of all shades and colors and sizes that are witches, not in a evil or satanic way, but everyone has gifts and magic of their purpose. And I was blessed to work with a really, really close friend of mine who were like sisters. We didn't even know we were cast in the same project, and we played sisters. So I was like, if that's not God, I mean, that's God right there. So we were able to experience together. And the thing is, we would be at night praying and like, when is it going to be our turn? And, you know, we would be happy for other people, but still, you know, like, oh, God, we doing what we're supposed to do. We're planting our seeds. We're, you know, doing all this. We would encourage each other. So for us to be able to book our first TV series together and be sisters on the show, I said, man, that is nothing but the Lord. That's God. Ain't no but God.
That's it. That's it. That is it.
But God. I'm so grateful. And I just walked in an attitude of gratitude. And I was just happy to be there. You know what I mean? And Tressa is just, she's just, she always say, it's not me, it's God. It's not me, it's God. She's so humble. And I said, God is working through you because you're being obedient to the Holy Spirit by giving us the opportunities that others won't give us of the unknown. And I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for that. And this is I saw the shift. And I said, thank you, God. Thank you for the shift. Yeah.
That is amazing. And it goes to show that if God can do it for you, he can do the next person, the next person, the next person. That is a blessing. That's definitely a blessing.
But you gotta believe it. No
That's
matter
it,
what.
though. That's where it starts.
I still believe that God, even sometimes I would cry and be like, why not me? And, you know, when is going to be my time? I mean, it's been times where I wanted to quit. Finkley, I'm for real. Like, I'm just like, I've been a director, I've been a producer, I've been a casting director. I want to see people win. You know, even my husband, he says, baby, he said, you will post people's stuff, you will praise them. He said, but they won't do it for you. And I said, it's okay. I can't help it the way God made me. I just want to see people win. I don't do it for them to do it for me. And I understand where he's coming from. He don't want to see me hurt. You know, and I said, I'm not hurt by it. But on the other token, I still was like, maybe I should quit. Maybe I should just do producing. I don't have to worry about that, you know? And I got to tell you this. So I was in that stage where I was just like, maybe I should quit and this and that, and it's not happening. And, you know, break it down sometimes. And so I was going on a Time Joyner cruise, just on vacation. And Tyler Perry was having auditions on the Time Joyner cruise. So it was his casting director that was on the Time Joyner cruise. So I didn't even know it. I didn't even see it. A friend of mine from Grambling who was on the cruise, she said, girl, it's the last day. You got to submit your name to audition for Tyler Perry. I said, oh, okay. So submitted, went on a cruise, did the first round. And it was like 250 people. Went from that, got to the second round. It was 33 people. Got to the third round. It was 11 people. So we went to Jamaica, Mexico. I couldn't even get off the ship to, you know, see the city or anything because we had to stay there and do the audition. And honey, I didn't care, right? So
listen.
It was 11 of us that was left. And it was his casting director and it was his I think his other executive or VP of the company that was there to see us. And next thing I know, Tyler Perry flew in while we were stationed in Mexico and he was in our audition. And
whoa.
they picked 4 of us. And that's how I got the have and have nots. And so I was like, wow. God says, I'm in control. It's not your agent. It's not your manager. It's not your pitches. It's not nothing. I put you in a space where you on vacation and it came to you. That's how powerful God is. I was on vacation. Wow. And then they had us on the stage in the lights. I'm a theater. I graduated my master's with theater. I'm used to the stage. So I was comfortable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking, oh my God, he's here. He did none of that. I was comfortable. I was in my space. I was just doing the monologue, and God brought that to me. But also because I have faith, I'm a believer, and it always bounces back and comes back that God gave me a gift that I didn't ask for. He put this in my spirit, in my heart, and he gives me the desires of my heart, and he knows my heart, and he knows that I want this, and that I want this to be in a position of being a working actor, not just to be famous, but be a working actor to where I can bless other people and tell them about how good God is and how he orchestrated it. That's nothing but God.
Oh, say that again. Oh my gosh. So good.
Nothing but.
That's a blessing. And that's encouraging. That is definitely encouraging. I must ask you, in all that you've done, right? What are you still learning about yourself?
Just staying understanding that there is levels, and that each level that I may climb or surpass, or I may conquer, that I have to be prepared for each level and not thinking, humbling myself on each level. You know what I'm saying? Like I started, I did background, then I did guest star, then I have a recurring role. And then there's steps and levels of each step that you're taking that you have to embrace and trust the process and the journey on each level that you're moving up, because God is never going to put us in a position where we can't learn and grow from it. And that each level, even though God, okay, he blessed me with this. Okay, now I'm going to this next level. Now I got to deal with other things and opportunities. Just because I overcame that doesn't mean that I'm not going to still deal with it and still deal with problems and still deal with different situations. I have to know, just because I surpassed that, it still levels to this.
Yeah.
And I have to embrace that I have to be prepared for each level and understand that everything is divine order. And I have to go through it whether I like it or not.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not.
It makes you stronger anyway, so you have to just go through it. Go through it.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. So season 5 for us here at the Michael Finkley Show, we have declared this biggest dream season. So this is my biggest dream come true. I was able to write a song and sing my own theme song this season as well. So it's been something. It's been a great something.
Wow. God is good.
All the time.
Yeah.
What is still your biggest dream?
Just to be a working actor with financial freedom. You know what I mean?
That's a mouthful right there. Come on.
I just want to be a working actor. I want to be able to be in a position to bless other people on a bigger scale and a bigger level, and just be the best I can be. You know, just be the best that I can be. And there are roles that I want to do. Of course, everyone has that. I'm definitely gonna have that sitcom. Tessa and Jackie #Lafayette will get picked up by a network. That will be something that I co-created. and God put on my spirit, and that will flourish. I believe that with all my heart. I believe it with all my heart that it's going to happen. I don't know what network. I don't know when it's going to be, but I know God don't lie.
It's going to happen. Oh, he can't. He's not a man that's slack concerning his promise. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. So it's going to happen because you believe it.
So after this, I want to read you something. I want to read you something. I don't know if I can do it now.
Oh, yes, you can do it right now.
Okay. Let me put my glass. To enter a season where everything goes right for you. New energy, new blessings, new experiences, new opportunities. I declare and decree upgrade. God has changed your status. When you believe in yourself, all things become possible. Be at peace knowing that everything is already coming together for you as it should. If you give God the glory, he will give you the victory. Don't chase it. Don't stress it. God wants you to have it. It's already yours. Stand in faith. And then I have one more. You are a favorite. There is a difference between favor and favoritism. Thank God for favor. Don't get upset over oppositions. It lets you know the enemy never wants you to make it to where you are heading, but God. Imagine being liked for who you are and not what you can do for people. One of your greatest tests will be how you handle people who mishandle you. Forgiving across the board is a requirement for God. We have to forgive. We have to forget. God sees it all. He knows how to reverse people, places, and things as long as we believe. Don't allow, this is very important, don't allow anyone to make you feel unappreciated and unimportant. Value yourself and believe you are important. Overlook favoritism. You are God's favorite. Don't doubt your talents and gifts. You are good enough. Matthew 20:16. So the last will be first and the first will be last. The rich young ruler is significant in this story because he wanted power and prestige, but wasn't willing to follow Jesus. The greatest danger in the world is that we will do what God asks and then focus on our performance rendered to Jesus rather than to the Lord to whom we rendered it. Keep going. You are God's favorite. Favor over favoritism. Favor over favoritism. We got to keep the faith. We got to keep going. We have to believe in ourselves. We have to visualize it. We have to write it down. We have to see it. You see it to believe it. You got to write it down. So whatever it is that your desires are and where you want to be, you have to write that down. Not saying that you don't, but you got to see that. I have sticky notes on my mirror that have TV shows, awards, and things I want. And after I got Wicked City, my husband said, he said, baby, you can take down the TV show now. And it was like, wow, you know what? I can't. You know what I mean?
You
gotta see it. You gotta see it. You know, I look at homes that I want. I look at cars that I want. Mm-hmm. I'll roll by studios of the lots of what I want to see. When I want to be, I wrote myself $1 million check. I have it taped in my my journal because I know I'll be getting $1 million check. When I first get it, I'll be able to reference that. I write every single thing down. And that came from listening to Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey said, well, he said, I don't care what you think it is. You write it down. Mm-hmm. And you see the manifestation of it when you believe and not even thinking about it. Because you already gave it to God. And you trust in it and you believe in it. And it's that favor versus favoritism. Trusting in yourself and believing that you're enough. I know God told me to say that to you. So I'm proud of you. I love what you're doing. Thank you so much for having me on here. Everything is divine order. Nothing is by accident. It was meant for us to be able to speak today. The devil was trying to break that from the very first one, and then from the second one, and then but God meant for us to be able to speak and to have this. So just as you are pouring into me and allowing me to be in my purpose as an actor, director, God also wants me to pour into you. You know what I mean? That's what we have to do. We got to pour into each other, man. And we got to listen to what the Holy Spirit is telling us because God don't make mistakes. Everything is divine, man.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is singer, songwriter, producer Maya, and you are now watching the Michael Finkley Show.
CTR Media Network was created for today's podcasters. We provide a safe haven for content creators that are everyday people doing extraordinary things. We have a system of positioning, monetization training, coaching, and support for our podcasters' success. CTR Media Network simply bridges that gap with a level playing field for your dreams to come true cost effectively. Our team provides a premium service and experience for our podcasters to grow. CTR Media Network provides access, support, resources, coaching, and community for our podcasters to win, if you put in the work. We believe that we are living in a unique time which requires you to share your message of hope with millions of people around the world. Remember that the world is never too saturated for you, your voice and message. A platform for positive, impactful media where the content creators are in the driver's seat. Visit our website today by going to www.ctrmedianetwork.com.
On the next Michael Finkley, actor and filmmaker Harley Wallen is with us. He talks about his project, Finding Nicole. Next Finkley. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. I hope that you were informed, educated, and inspired by this amazing interview. Thank you so much, Malika, for being with us and being who you are. You know, we still talk, we still text, and it's just so encouraging. So thank you for being who you are. Many blessings to you and much success to you as well. If you have not already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Michael Finkley Show. Ring that bell for notification. We'll see you an email saying, hey, new content is available. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And for more information about what we do, visit our website, michaelfinkleyshow.com. Of course, we're on U42. We're on Amazon via their podcast platforms and also RokuTV as well. Thank you so much for watching, Think Fam. And remember to always pursue your dream. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. As always, have a good one.